The best healthcare is there in ways big and small. There when we most and least expect it. We may not see it, but we feel it. It lets us know we're not in this alone. Everyone deserves a healthcare partner who never quits. One who's there for what matters. United Healthcare. There for what matters.
It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits, so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another week of the Financially Fit Podcast. I am your host, Andre Creighton. I'm happy to be with you for another week. I want to thank those that are returning for continuing to rock with me. We're continuing to see our numbers increase and people viewing our podcast. So hopefully you're getting some fruitful knowledge to help you through this journey as you're trying to become more financially fit. For those that are new, welcome to the podcast, and I hope that you will get something out of today's session to make you want to continue to come back and continue to rock with me, okay? As always, I love to start with a story, but today we are going to be continuing our series, and we're going to be talking about things you should be doing in your 50s to ensure you're ready and prepared for retirement as you approach that retirement age, whatever that goal may be for yourself. For most, that's in their 60s, around 65 or so is when most typically retire. For some, there's things that help expedite that, and some people retire much earlier than that. I'm hoping to be one of those people. So let's jump into my story. So, obviously I'm not at the age of 50. I'm only 32. But today I want to take some time to talk about what I hope that I'll be doing when I reach 50. So, for those that don't know, I'm a CFO of a tech startup here in Minneapolis that has just gone nationwide. So we are available in all 50 states plus DC, which is really cool. And the reason why that's important is because I think a lot of people forget, when you start a business, what that can do for you as you approach retirement. Some people start businesses and they become like a lifestyle business, which means that they're running a business to keep up their lifestyle. They have no want to, get to that IPO or take it to a place where it becomes readily available on the stock market for lots of people to purchase stock. For us at Turn Signal, our goal is to take this to the highest valuation it can get to, right? While also doing really good work in our community. And as I think about what that could do for me come retirement, it's another vehicle to help be able to, hopefully later down the line, get cash out of the business for the shares that I own and be able to use that towards my retirement plan or thereof. So when I get to 50, I'm hoping that I can retire by 50. So I got about 18 years, God willing, right? If I'm able to keep doing the things I'm doing retirement wise and also be able to come out of Turn Signal with a nice sell. But then also, I have aspirations to start some other businesses as well. So, I like to see myself as a very entrepreneurial mindset. And I have a lot of ideas of things that I can do that are problems within our society or obstacles that I would love to alleviate for many people across the country. So, I'm hoping to retire by 50. I see myself, hopefully not living in Minnesota. It's very cold here in the winter, as everyone knows. I would love to live somewhere like Arizona or San Diego or somewhere like that where it's a lot warmer, at least in the winter months. But those are all things that I'm preparing for. So for you, you need to be thinking about, what is your retirement plan? What do you want to be doing in retirement? For those that know me, I'm an avid bowler. I haven't been able to bowl as much as I used to now, having the 1 year old. But I was in bowling leagues for a long time and have won multiple bowling leagues with some of my buddies. Bowling is something that I really care about. But then also, I'm working on my golf game. So I'm thinking about some of those activities and hobbies and things that I want to be involved in doing as I approach retirement. So those are all part of my plans and things that I'd like to do. I think about my buddy Michael Freelix. He's an avid fisherman, right? So he wants to be able to go on tour and do a lot of the fishing stuff, which is really cool. So those are the things that we're planning for. But let's hop into the 5 things that you should be doing in your 50s. So number one, at this point, you should have 5 times your salary saved for retirement. So let's give an example. Say you're making $100,000 a year. You want to have at least a $500,000 in your retirement at some point in your 50s. And the reason for that is you really want to start moving at this point, a lot of your expenses should be decreasing. You should have more residual income. You should be able to contribute more to your retirement. You want to be in a place where you have 5 times your salary saved in retirement. And we'll talk a little bit about, how you can do that. So number 2 is maxing out your retirement contributions. So in 2023, if you are over 50 years old, you can use what is called a catch up, right? So the normal threshold is you can contribute 6,500 to IRA in 2023. If you're over 50, you can add another $1,000 towards that IRA, which is called a catch up. But you have to be over the age of 50. So that's one way that you can kind of expedite some of your retirement. If you have some extra funds, it only will help you by putting more money to your account, and maybe you'll be able to retire a little bit quicker. The other one is, for a 401k, if you're over 50, 30K is the max that you can contribute to a 401k. If you're under 50 years old, it's $22,500. So $22,500 is the max that you can contribute to a 401k. So the reason why I talk about these things is because as you get to 50, there are some advantages if you do have some extra residual money to be able to put those extra dollars towards retirement. And a lot of what we talk about is being able to diversify, as you're contributing to that retirement. So you want to have accounts that are tax deferred. You want to have accounts that are taxable from a retirement standpoint, and you want to have some that are tax free. So this is another reason why I say working with a financial advisor is really cool, because they're going to be able to help you with all 3 strategies. All 3 strategies are very important, because as you think about it, as you're going down this path and you're getting older, you're getting closer to retirement, the tax bracket that you're in is going to change, right? So if you're making, 6 figures, say you're making $200,000 a year, you're likely in the highest tax bracket there is. As you get closer to retirement and you move towards more fixed income, you're going to see that you're probably in a lower tax bracket, which might make more sense for you to take out some of that taxable retirement money. So you want to be able to weigh those variables. The other thing is, it's so important for you to, likely, a lot of tax advisors will tell you to take out that taxable retirement money first, because that is the money that, as you're gaining, on the interest rate, and you're gaining return on your investment, you're going to be taxed at whatever tax bracket rate you're at. So you want to be able to leave those tax-free and the tax-deferred accounts alone as long as possible, because those are the ones that are gaining tax at, if it's tax-free, they're gaining those returns, and they won't be taxable to you. So it's important to maybe save that one towards the end, or at a later point, once you've kind of gotten rid of, utilize all of your kind of taxable retirement income. So those are a couple things you should be thinking about from a variable standpoint as you're working with a financial advisor or making plans around your retirement. The next one is estate planning. We've talked a little bit about this in in your 20s and 30s, kind of getting a will set together. Obviously, things change as your life changes. So maybe you get married, you have kids. Maybe you weren't married and didn't have kids when you first did your will. So maybe it's time to revisit that will and make sure that it still makes sense. The other thing is making sure you have a financial power of attorney. For a lot of people, that ends up being their wife or their spouse or whoever that may be. For me, it'd be my wife, right? For others, it could be their spouse, it could be a parent, it could be a kid, whatever it may be. You want to make sure you have a financial power of attorney that can handle whatever your finances are as you're getting older in your life. The other one is a healthcare power of attorney or a healthcare directive. So in a period where your health starts to deteriorate, and you're not doing as well or you're not as healthy as you once were, it's good to have those directives in place of what you want to happen. It said your health, if your health starts to deteriorate, and who's making those decisions for you. It's very important because a lot of people, they get sick and they don't have a healthcare directive, and there's really not anyone that knows what you want to do in those instances. So it's very important to make sure that we have some type of healthcare power attorney, the person that's overseeing that, and some directive of what you want to happen if you are deteriorating in health. But my goal here is to help you on your financially fit journey because, as we know, a lot of the lack of financial wealth and the lack of or having financial struggles can lead to some of those health deteriorate that some of those health issues as you continue to get older. So we want to help. If I can help with that part of your life, so you're living a little bit more stress free, hopefully keep you healthy a little bit longer. That's what the goal is here on this podcast. The fourth one is to pay off your mortgage. So this is very important because as we're talking about retirement, your home could be another way, a source of income for you into retirement. So whether that's you decide that you want to keep the home and you want to rent it out and you want to downgrade to a smaller home, whether that's a townhome or apartment or a condo, maybe something that fits your lifestyle a little better, right? Your kids are out of the home, it's just you and your wife, or you and your spouse. It could be very important to pay down or pay off that mortgage to be able to have some extra income that can come from the equity that you have in your home, whether that's, like I said, renting or whether you plan to sell your home. And then the last one is really that I want to talk about is really planning for your retirement. So where will you retire? I talked a little bit about wanting to be somewhere warm, less like Minnesota where it's below zero for 6-7 months out of the year, or really cold. And then also understanding, when will you take out Social Security? So let's delve into that a little bit. You're eligible to take out Social Security at 62, at the age of 62. As we've kind of heard throughout many years, a lot of people are saying that Social Security might not be there by the time you get to that age to be able to utilize that. And they've been saying that for decades, right? And yet we still are here where there is Social Security for people that have reached that age. It's something, and this is my personal belief, I don't believe that Social Security is going to go away. I believe that it's one of the mechanisms that creates equity across lots of different races and demographics. So I personally don't see it going away. So let's say you do take out Social Security at 62. The thing that is important to know is that you're probably going to have about a 30% reduction in monthly benefits. And why that's important is because you do have the option to wait until closer to 70, and then year over year, approximately it'll increase by about 8% every year in the benefits that you'll receive from Social Security. So Those are certain things to really think about. And that's why you need to look at the full picture, because if you're able to defer that Social Security until 70, you're only going to get more money. So can you utilize, some of that taxable retirement income that you've been putting away, or investments that you've been putting away? Can you utilize some of the tax deferred retirement income that you have? Can you utilize some of the um, tax free retirement income that you have? Those are all things that you want to think about as you're putting the full picture together, because as I said, it would be advantageous to you to be able to wait as long as you can to take that Social Security so you get the maximum benefit. Um, and then, we touched a little bit on those three different retirement accounts, and really putting a plan together on when you want to be able to withdraw those. Um, the other thing I think to think about is RMD. So RMD is where is stands for required minimum distribution. So once you reach a certain age in retirement, you are going to be required to take minimum distributions from your retirement account, and that will be indefinitely. So it doesn't end. You're going to have to, every year, once you reach that age threshold, you're going to have to take out the required minimum distributions. So you want to be planful in that way as well. So to recap the five things that we talked about: 5 times your salary, save for retirement in your 50s. So if you're making 100,000, you want to have a half a million. Maxing out your retirement contributions, as I talked about. Once you hit the age of 50, you have the opportunity to do some catch up. If it's an IRA, the catch up is $1,000 more than what the threshold is. So in 2023, the threshold for those under 50 is 6,500. If you are over 50, you can add an additional $1,000 that you can contribute to your retirement to that IRA, which I encourage you to take advantage of. And then also understanding that the maximum that you can contribute, if you're over 50, is 30,000 to your 401k. And those are very important, because if you're still a working individual, you likely work for a company that does some sort of match. So it's very important to take advantage of those matches within your company. Um, and then estate planning. So revisiting your estate planning, making sure that you have a will, a financial power of attorney, a healthcare power of attorney, and some type of healthcare directive, so people understand what needs to happen with your money and what needs to happen if your health is not in the greatest shape. And what your wishes are very important. Um, the fourth one was pay off your mortgage. As I said, there's a couple of ways that you can utilize this into your retirement to add on to the benefit that you might have as you're approaching fixed income, whether that's being able to rent out that home, or whether that is selling that home for the equity that you have in the home, and being able to take out that money and use it however you need. And I definitely encourage you, if you do sell your home, and you have tons of equity in it, to work with financial advisors, see what is the best use of this money. Should I be putting this into an IRA? Should I be putting this into some type of stocks or bonds or whatever it might be? Because that's going to be very important. And just also understanding, what is the diversification of your investments? So are you heavily invested in stocks? Are you invested in bonds? Making sure you have that diversification, because as you get closer to retirement, that retirement age, you obviously want to move things closer to the bond side of the world, because those are the ones that are less volatile and have less risk. So that's super important. And then lastly, putting together a retirement plan. You want to be able to put together a retirement plan so people and your financial advisors, your family understands what your plans are for retirement, and making sure that you have enough money put away to be able to execute on that plan. So hopefully those five things help you as you're moving into your 50s and you're looking to getting closer to that retirement age, or either you're at that retirement age. It's very important to keep these five things in mind to make sure that you're on the right foot. So as I always say, it's not about how much money you make. The power is in how much money you keep, right? I'm going to say that one more time for you, okay? It is not about how much money you make. The power is in how much money you keep. Okay. So that is so important. And I always end my episodes with that, because it doesn't matter if you make $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, whatever it may be. If you're not keeping that money, it doesn't matter, right? So make sure that you're doing the best you can to be able to keep that money and make it work for you, so you can get to that retirement a lot quicker. Once again, thank you for rocking with me today. I am your host, Andre Creighton. I'm so happy to be able to share my thoughts with you all today, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Have a wonderful day.
The cultural districts of Minneapolis revel in the motto of every neighborhood having its own flavor. Whether that's Sabor Latino in Holy Land over in Northeast Minneapolis on Central Avenue, Baracala Restaurant and the Cedar Cultural Center over in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, or even Mercado Central in Los Ocampo over on Lake Street. And these cultural districts help Minneapolis stay a city on the bubble, changing and relevant today and for years to come.
Hi, I'm Shaletta Brundage. I'm a media personality, podcaster, and a business owner. But my most important role is mom. 3 of my beautiful kids have been diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. When I didn't know who to trust or where to turn, I found ACRA. ACRA provides home care services to families all over Minnesota. The care is not one size fits all. They know each one of my kids is unique. They listen to what resources we needed and what's best for our family. I've seen my kids grow and thrive with ACRA's in-home care. While autism is the most common diagnosis among ACRA clients, ACRA offers personalized in-home care services for people with disabilities, chronic illnesses, behavioral diagnosis, and mental illness. They work with children, adolescents, and older folks too. Find out more about ACRA at their website, acrahomecare.org. ACRA helps me provide my kids with a better quality of life. They can do it for your family too.
Are you feeling crummy? Maybe you think it's a little food poisoning from the potato salad at the picnic, or summer cold, or your allergies are acting up again. Well, some of these symptoms could be a sign that you have COVID-19. A cough, runny nose, sore throat, and chills could be from COVID. So could muscle pain, headaches, and fatigue, even nausea, diarrhea, or vomiting. And of course, a fever, difficulty breathing, and a loss of your sense or taste of smell. Don't take chances with your health or risk infecting those close to you. Test to find out if you've got COVID. You can get it even if you've had it before and even if you're vaccinated. Contact your local pharmacy or healthcare provider for information about testing.
Children's Minnesota, the leader in specialized healthcare for kids, is here to raise awareness, standards, the bar, the stakes, the question, the curtain. On raising kids' health to the highest priority, kids need equal access to healthcare, more pediatric expertise, a voice for change. Kids need us, all of us. So let's raise them up. Children's Minnesota, the kid experts.
Do you worry that lead-based paint in your older home might be dangerous to your children or kids who visit you? Well, Hennepin County put those fears to rest. Hennepin County offers free lead tests and home assessments. If they find anything, eligible homeowners and landlords can receive up to $15,000 for work on the home, including new windows. The government banned lead-based paint 45 years ago when it was discovered that lead poisoning can affect development and cause permanent damage in young children. But 75% of those homes built before 1978 still contain some lead-based paint. As the paint degrades, it can make dust that little kids ingest when they're crawling and putting things in their mouths. So make sure your home is safe and hazard-free. Learn about testing and that $15,000 grant at hennepin.us/lead control. That's hennepin.us/lead control.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.